This is the International Community of National Sovereigns. This is a video channel dedicated to the sovereignty of the people, we the people, where we put truth above everything else. We put facts above everything else. We don't deal with myths and what you call it conspiracy theories. We believe in conspiracy facts. The International Community of National Sovereigns, the first channel was a channel that was dedicated to telling the truth, and we were removed from YouTube for telling the truth. They probably will try to remove this channel also. I've already got a video taken down the other day, and guess what the title of that video was? Free people don't ask for permission. Is that a fact? Is that some type of conspiracy that YouTube thought that it shouldn't be out there for you to learn about? Free people do not ask for permission from our employee servants, especially when it comes to our bodies and our livelihood in our country. I'm going to say it over and over again on every video that I make if I have to, that we, the people, are the sovereign people. They've made sovereign a curse word. Oh, you a sovereign citizen? Oh my God, isn't the FBI got you on the most wanted list? Oh, really? So our employees put the sovereign people on the most wanted list because we're saying we're sovereign and free? Does that make any sense to you? Until these people make the money and then pay us and control our country that way, which will never happen, I'm never going to say that the government is sovereign over we the people. We the people create the government for us, by us. So how in the hell, in what point did our employees have the right to lawfully call themselves sovereign? That's like if you own a business, right? Would you allow your employees to tell you that now they're the boss of you, the owner? Hell no, you wouldn't. So it's no different when we have a corporation called the United States, the Federation of States, our government. We put employee servants who take an oath to uphold and defend our country in this contract that they take an oath to. It's a commercial contract, the Constitution, written for them, not for us. We don't have constitutional rights, people. We have human rights that the Constitution protects. I'm going to say this in every video because it seems like Americans don't know who the hell they are. And I'm not going to allow it, not on my watch. I served in the Marine Corps as a communication specialist to fight criminals and crooks from around the world. And that includes America. And it's sad that I had to come back here and see that our country has been basically infiltrated by the same enemy that I was fighting outside of our country. And Americans are just lily-dilly. Oh, we can't upset nothing. We got to let them do this. Shut up. Go be a slave by yourself then. Ain't got time to be messing with you slave-minded people. You want to be a slave? Go ahead. That's your right. Go to China. Go to some of these other countries that you can be a slave and you don't have to ask questions about it. But in this country, we're not going to be slaves. So the end game these crooks think that they're going to get is not going to happen in this country. You might as well leave America alone. And all you crooks in America who are trying to sell America down the tube, you might as well go to the countries that you're trying to sell us to, because we're coming for you too. This is war, and we are not going to back down. I'm reporting from a bunker somewhere here in America, and I'm never going to back down. I'm never going to give up. It don't matter your color. It don't matter what religion you are. It only matters that you want to be free. You were born free. Your rights, your inalienable, unchanging rights come from God and nature. And government doesn't have no lawful standing to take it away from you. And it's not even the government that's doing it to you. It's people in the government that's doing it to you. Your employee servants are doing it to you. So any employee servants that's trying to do this to you, you should sue the hell out of them. Because once they act outside of their oath of office, they have no protection. They have none. They don't really have any anyway if they do anything like that. Like y'all are letting these governors and mayors tell you how to freaking dress, what to wear, put on a mask here, get vaccinated. Please, who are they? The only thing they supposed to be doing is giving us options or suggestions, but they can't make you do anything. Any freaking employee or employer that's trying to do that, hey, if it's not in the contract when you started working there about vaccines, hey, you can sue the hell out of them too. I'm pretty sure that most companies didn't have a clause in their freaking contract that you signed to work for these people. Hey, well, if there's a pandemic and there's a vaccine that comes out, you must take the vaccine. So you want me to take something that you don't even know what's in it to put in my body, which is my body, my right, and you're going to force me to do this when I'm not even sick, maybe? Well, it's to protect the rest of their employees. Well, guess what? You can't make me do anything, even if I'm your employee, especially against my human rights. I don't know what's in it. I'm not a lab rat. I'm not going to be experimented on by something that I don't even know. Look at what your employees have done. They have done you dirty. They got companies out there like vaccine companies saying that they can't be sued. Who gave our employees that type of right to give freaking private companies a right not to be sued if their stuff harm me? That's not in your job description, dudes. Who the hell are you? You got to ask we the people. Everything comes from the consent of we the people. If we the people don't agree with it, it doesn't happen. It's voided. Giving companies basically carte blanche to put out vaccines, put it in the body, and if you die from it, oh, you can't sue the company. Well, we can sue your dumb asses for letting them do that. All right, how about that? We'll sue you. Sue you personally and freaking publicly. In your public capacity and in your private capacity. Because once you break that oath of office, you are open to private lawsuits too. Because you're not acting under the rules of that Constitution. You're not acting under the rules of that contract. And it better be a contract that you took and took an oath to for the United States, not of the United States. There's a difference between for and of. They changed that. And all these crooks think they're getting away with it. They think they're so smart. They're so smart that they're dumb. They think they can change one word and make people slaves and create a citizen. A United States citizen. If you're not a United States citizen, listen, you're not a United States. You're an American. You're a free human being born in America. All this little tricks that they use with the birth certificate, creating a corporation out of you, putting it in all capital letters name, which denotes a dead entity, corporation, which all corporations are. The reason why they did that, because they can't rule over the sovereign people. They can only rule over, government can only rule over what it creates. But I want to ask you something. We create the government. Who owns that? We do. Who works for you? They do. So what part of lawful standing do they have to give our country away to anybody? Like international bankers with the Federal Reserve Act. Like coming, like letting China and all other countries come in here and buy up land and buy up companies when they're basically crooks themselves. And the crooks who set up China, China was a third world country 30 years ago. Who do you think set up China and built them up? The international bankers did. That's why you have all these politicians selling out to China and selling out to the international bankers, because they already have. The international bankers think they own America. They own the United States by commercial means, which can be basically thrown out because they had no right to come in here in the first place and take over our money. our employee servants gave it to them unlawfully. If I come to your company, right, and you hire me, and then I sell the company that you own to someone else, is that a lawful deal? Hell no, it's not. So why can't you get it through your thick head that our employee servants have no right to give our property away because they don't own it? They work for us. They didn't ask we the people. They just can't sit behind closed doors and make up stuff and just throw it on the people like we got to take it. What is wrong with you Americans, man? Wake the hell up. The world is watching us. And if you let these communist slave masters take over our country, it's the last stand for the world. There will be no hope for us to join a galactic federation of beings that's probably here waiting to see if we're going to change our ways or anything. Yes, an Israeli intelligence officer just came out 2 weeks ago and said that, yes, we have contact with other beings from other worlds. Don't think that that's, oh my God, he's talking about aliens. Yeah, I am. Because if you look at the sky and you look at the stars, you'll see there's trillions of stars. And to think that we're alone in this freaking big galaxy is stupid to me. This guy came out and said that, hey, we've been cooperating, we've been talking to other beings from other worlds for a very long time. And we got deals with them. And they said they will not reveal themselves until we have proven ourselves to be worthy. And I think this is part of the cleanup that's going on right now. But this is what I think. I have a right to think. No one can stop me from thinking. I'm just looking at the evidence. Because there were other worldly beings here before. It's called the Anunnaki. They came from a planet called Narubu, revolving around the dark sun, a brown dwarf called Nemesis. They came here over 450,000 years ago. Set up shop. Guess what the headquarters was named? Eden. E-D-I-N. Does that sound familiar? Their headquarters was named Eden. The moon, which another base they set up, it was called Sin. So if you were born in sin, where were you born at? I'm just telling you what's facts. The Sumerians wrote this down. Over 200,000 years ago, they wrote this on clay tablets. They got documents on clay tablets that has stood the test of time, that was discovered back in the 30s and 40s and has been basically translated. And guess what? They hiding them now because the truth is too much for you. You don't deserve to know the truth. That a lot of your religions and a lot of your systems have basically, in slavery itself, came from these Anunnaki people. That doesn't diminish God, the source of everything. It doesn't diminish anything except for the point that we are part of a galactic federation. We are souls here having a human experience, and there are more beings that surround us that probably is more intelligence, more older, and to think that humanity is alone, that is very selfish. Think that God only looks out for humans. That's selfish. When you look up at the sky and see the trillions of suns with probably trillions of planets surrounding the suns, what's the possibility of life? 100%. That's what I say. 100%. Whether that life has got here could be debated. But there's credible people out there that's saying it has. So maybe we should stop listening to the mainstream media because you know they lie. And the people in the government, how in the hell can we have a government that keeps secrets from us anyway? We pay them, but they tell us, oh, well, this is national security. You don't have a right to know. Who the hell are you? That's like you owning a business and you come in and saying, "Look, we're doing this, sir, and you don't have a right to know what we're doing, but it's gonna devastate your company, your country. I mean, your company, and you don't have a right to say anything to us, and we're gonna hide it from you what we're doing." How does that work? Same thing goes with a country, people. That's why I keep using this analogy. We the people own this country. So AT&T here, the rabbit hole connected to Dominion voting systems, just got a little deeper. AT&T building that was bombed in Nashville has connections to Dominion. All right. Let me read this. The rabbit hole connected to Dominion voting systems just got a little deeper. Multiple reports have shown there is a clear connection between the bomb AT&T building and Dominion voting systems. According to Wikipedia and other outlets, Cerberus Capital Management owned the AT&T building in 2007. This might just be a strange coincidence, but the AT&T building in Nashville that was blown up today was owned by Cerberus Capital, owners of Dominion voting systems, the company many people are accusing of voter fraud. The owners of the Dominion voting systems are former executives from Cerberus. So what is the chance that this building was blown up on purpose? I'll say 100%. And was it to hide some nefarious activity? Probably. Does it lead back to China? Probably. Does it lead back to the crooks in your country? Probably. But let's talk about this event itself. They're trying to blame it on a guy. Let me see here. Yep. Breaking. Authorities have a person of interest tied to Nashville Christmas Day bombing. They said that this was the van that was used to put the bombs in. And CBS News, which you can't really, they're not reliable because I'm going to show you in a minute. CBS has learned the name of a person of interest that tied to the explosion that rocked downtown Nashville on Christmas morning. Multiple sources told CBS that Anthony Quinn Warner, 63 of Nashville, had a similar make and model RV. So the FBI is not at the home of the possible person of interest in the Nashville bomb. Where is the truck though? Wouldn't there be some like remnants of the truck somewhere? I didn't see any. And I'm gonna show you a video that suggests that this truck was not the source of the bomb. And you'll be able to see it with your own eyes. But let me just tell you something, people. What they tell you is not the truth 99% of the time. Like, you still believe that a plane flew into the Pentagon and blew a hole through the side of the Pentagon, but there was no plane parts nowhere. You still believe that planes flew into the buildings on 9/11 and all of that rubble, fire and brimstone and trash and fire and everything. They're going to find the intact passports of the people that was flying the planes. You believe that. And you also believe that a building called World Trade Center 7, which wasn't hit by a plane, but kept the financial records of all the business dealings and what the day before had been announced that $2.5 trillion was missing. That's where all the records was at. But that building came down with no plane even freaking touching it. A lot of people don't know there was trillions of dollars of gold that was stored underneath the World Trade Center. Missing. Don't look at nothing here. It's not a conspiracy. We got to go get those people over there in the Middle East who did this. We're going to start a war that has lasted for 20 years to do it. Trillions of dollars of your money. Because every time they blow up a road, we got to have it rebuilt back, and we got to send our contractors over there and still rape the American people of their money. We need war. So let me show you this video. Let me explain to you in this video something. Over here is the RV in question. Over here will be something else. You're going to see a flash of light. That's going to be the bomb. Okay? You have two eyes. Keep your eye on this. And then in the corner of your eye, you're going to see something else. You're going to see a flash, a bomb go off. And this was from the camera that was on the street. So let's see if the FBI is doing their due diligence. See? Look right there. There it is. Bomb, RV. Bomb, RV. Bomb, RV. Bomb, RV. So is the RV the source of the bomb, like the FBI is telling us? Hell to the no. So it's another cover-up going on. Here we go again. Trying to protect the communist Chinese and the crooks that's stealing America. Unbelievable, man. And they don't think that we're going to see this. It's really amazing, people. It's really amazing. And what is more amazing is that just days before this bombing, the United States issued additional visa restrictions on the Chinese officials. They're kicking them all out. They're kicking all the CCP members out. And they should take the Americans and kick them out, the ones that was taking their money. Like that fool in California and all these governors and all these politicians in Washington taking Chinese money, selling us out. They don't really give a damn. Mitch McConnell all up in it. United States on Monday issued visa restriction on Chinese officials believed to have engaged in human rights abuses, taking further action against Beijing in the final month of United States President Donald Trump's term. Oh, we're gonna have him for 4 more years, whether you like it or not. I like the way they always say, "Oh, in his final days, the lame duck president is doing all these things. He's a dictator." Oh, really? United States Secretary of State Mark Pompeo said in a statement, the restrictions affect officials believed to be responsible, complicit in repression, religious practitioners, ethnic minority groups, dissidents, and others. China's authoritarian rulers imposed draconian restrictions on the Chinese people's freedoms of expression, religions of belief, association, and the right to peaceful assembly. The United States has been clear that perpetrators of human rights abuses like these are not welcome in our country. And guess what's not welcome in our country? Our politicians allowing CCP members in China to come in and buy up our land and buy up corporations. They own Hollywood. They own a whole lot of stuff in America, which shouldn't have been allowed. Who the hell are these people to give and sell our assets over to China? This CCP need to be recognized as an enemy of America. And anybody that's got any holdings or any connections to these people, just like they would do with Russia, they need to be strung up. Well, I'm not going to go that far. Well, let's just return the assets and kick the Chinese people out. The CCP out. The Chinese people are not bad. The Chinese people are being enslaved as we speak. And we, the people of the world, should be very sad that we allow this to happen. You got a small group of criminals running that country and making everybody in that country, of almost 2 billion people, nothing but abject slaves. But you know why we don't say anything about it? Because we got our companies and our freaking crooks going over there exploiting that slave labor and coming back and selling you an iPhone for $2,000. Or you can go down to Walmart and get some cheap goods. I would be willing to pay more to free those people. What about you? Where's your humanity? Oh, but Joe Biden says China is good. That experiment is long past. We pulled them out of the freaking gutter, along with the international bankers who set them up. But we started trading with them. And just like the Democrats, who is the party of slavery, they love slavery. And you got Republicans all in it on it too. Your employee servants have given a free pass to these slave masters. Time for that to end. Who do you think set China up? Who do you think built China up? The international bankers. The same people that they say we owe $277 trillion to. Can you believe that? They're going to say that the world owes them $277 trillion. You can't even think of a number that high. You don't even know what does that even mean? If we convert 277 trillion into seconds, it would be the equivalent of 8.8 million years. I'm not sure what was happening that long ago, but I guarantee you it didn't involve people. It's estimated that Jeff Bezos increased his net worth by about $321 million a day. Now, if you made $321 million a day at that rate, you would have to work 863,000 days or 2,364 years to reach 277 trillion. That's at you making 321 million a day. It is huge. And they say the world owes them $277 trillion. Come take it then. We don't owe you jack shit. They set up systems in each country to rob the people of their sovereignty, their money, and their freedoms. That's what they do in every country. It's a system that the Rothschilds perfected, and other people is just using it now to do it. And the Rothschilds are getting in on it too. It ain't just the Rothschilds. It's the 13 satanic families. It's people like Jeff Bezos and the rest who's selling America out. Corporations trying to rule the world along with the bankers. But guess who they get the money from? The bankers. Guess who the CCP got the money from? The bankers. And they pushed, we got to let China into the world market. No, we didn't. Until they cleaned up their act. We don't allow any other country to be able to do that. We always, Russia, their human rights in violation. Oh, but China's good. China is the great communism. They got good communism over there. If you were a black person, a Christian, or anybody, go try to move to China. See, good luck with that. The CCP is the most racist, if you want to say that as a word, which I don't believe. We are species. It's the most racist organization on the planet. Their human rights abuses dwarfs every other country combined each year. But we're doing business with them. It's okay. I can get my iPhone. I go to Walmart and get this for $1. Like I said, I would be willing to pay more to free those people. $277 trillion. I'm gonna make a special video about this. But I just want you to be aware of the elephant that's always in the room. Anything you see out there, whether it be the CCP, whether it be anything that's coming against America, is these bankers, man. Because these bankers think that they own you. Because your employee politicians gave our country over to them unlawfully with that Federal Reserve Act. They killed Lincoln when Lincoln was trying to bring greenbacks in, which would be our own money. The only president that ever paid off the national debt, ever, and kicked the bankers out was Andrew Jackson. And what happened after Andrew Jackson did that? There's a little thing called the Industrial Revolution, when capitalism just took off. That's why you see all these dumb people out there talking about socialism is the great way to... No, it's not. Capitalism is what lifts all boats. Whatever's left over, we want to help the poor, the disfranchised, the stupid, we do. The people that can't take care of themselves, we do. But you can only do that in a capitalist system. The rest is just slavery. Socialism is a form of slavery. When you taking what's mine, giving it to others, that's slavery. So I don't care what you say. I'm not going to be a part of a slavery system. Even they've tried to turn capitalism into slavery, which they have. Basically, we're all debt slaves now. With that New Deal that FDR traitor ass signed us on to. Instead of kicking the bankers out and say, hey, man, that's it. Y'all had a good run. But you're not doing this to America no more. No, we're going to make a new deal, and we're going to come and get your gold, and we're going to give it all to them. And if you don't give us all your gold, we're going to put you in jail for 10 years and charge you $10,000 for just not giving up your gold. Because America now belongs to the bankers. And we're declaring bankruptcy. So what happened after that, people? Look at what happened. Your common law went away. Now it's corporate law. Which is very simple and very easy to defeat if you really think about it. Because when you study systems like I have, you know that all commercial business and all commercial contracts must have what? Open source. They must have all parties involved in said contract agreeing and knowing knowledge of said contract. It has to be a meeting of the minds of said contract. Nothing can be hidden. Anything hidden in a that person didn't know that they were signing into, that contract is voided. It becomes non-existent. It doesn't even have any standing. So what they're doing to you in these courts and in your system right now is fooling you into contracts that have no standing. They know all you have to do is go in there and say, look, I do not consent to this. Well, Sarge, you're in here now, and show me where the court that I'm in has jurisdiction over me. And how does it have jurisdiction over me? Me, the human being, not that what you got on that paper that you're calling, that dead entity. Well, you need anybody to represent you, sir? No, I present myself to this court. I don't need no one to represent me as someone that's under your jurisdiction, as something that's under your jurisdiction. That name that you got on that piece of paper in all capital letters name, that was created at my birth. And basically my parents entered me into a contract, which is not lawful. You don't own me. You can't force slavery on me. Listen to what I'm saying, people. When you go into courtrooms, remember these words. They cannot force you into slavery. They cannot force you into a social contract or any contract against your will. We have common law in this country. It's time to bring it back. We don't have admiralty law, which is the law of the sea. You're not a captured person. You were born free. The government don't have a right to capture you and make you a slave to it. Our government employees are not sovereign over us. We're sovereign over them. They are just our employees. Say nobody put a gun in their head. They have to take an oath. They changed that oath to where one word, for and of. They now take an oath for the United States. Now, if the bankers own the United States by bankruptcy, the United States, now they're taking one to the bankers, right? Of the United States. That's what it says. Of the United States on their oath. So, of the United States means they're taking instructions from the bankers. We, the people, had the original Constitution said for the United States. Just the difference of those little words means the world. If they take an oath of the United States, it's an unlawful oath. And you can get them on that too. They had no right to arbitrarily change the Constitution. They have no arbitrary right to put on their own. They can arbitrarily change the rules for we the people. Who gave them that right? We didn't. They can't make you a United States citizen because you checked off a box. You're an American. You're a free American. You're a sovereign American. You don't have no masters. I don't care if they're alien or people in your country or from another world. No one has a right to make you a slave, man. They can't force you into slavery. Nobody can force you into a contract. You have a right to contract or not contract with anybody as a free man, as a free woman. I'm going to keep saying this over and over again. YouTube, you don't like it, kiss my ass. Any of you don't like it, kiss my ass. I'm not giving up my freedom to anyone. I've won cases over and over again by just using that simple word, slavery. Are you trying to force me into slavery, sir? Oh. You should see the crackers that's in their mouth and how they be, I'm not, why do you say that? Oh, yeah. Because that's what you're doing. You telling me that you don't have to prove jurisdiction over me? So you're forcing me into slavery. You're forcing me into some contract against my will. I didn't sign any contract to have the courts be over me, to be able to judge me. You're not my lord and master. Where is the injured party? Is there an injured party that swore out an affidavit against me? If not, have a nice day. I'm walking out of here. And if you try and arrest me, that's kidnapping. And I charge $1,000 a minute for every minute I'm in here. I walk right out. Nobody touched me. And that was in more than one case. So don't tell me it don't work. You just got to stand on your principles. You got to stand on the truth. I got people out there, hey, Sarge, can you help me out with this case? Help yourself out. Be a free person. Think that you're free when you go in there. Question everything. Do not answer any questions. You ask them questions. How the hell did you call me in here and why am I here? I'm presenting myself. I don't need to be represented to the court as a slave, as a dead corporation, the one that you're calling on that piece of paper. Can I see that piece of paper, sir? Let me see what name you're calling. Are you so-and-so? No, well, let me see, because I want to see if the person that you're calling, I mean the man, the man that you're calling is me. Oh, let me see. Oh, no. Oh, hell no. That's not how I spell my name. My name is not all caps. That means that I'm a dead entity. I'm the flesh and blood human being before you. Do you have any injured party in this case? Well, the state of so-and-so has the state of so-and-so can't be injured. Okay? Do you have any other live human being that has sworn out a statement, an affidavit that said that I harmed them, that I stole from them? Thank you. Have a nice day. Common law is very simple. You don't have to go through 5 or 6 years of Harvard to learn real law. The only thing they're teaching in those schools is codes and statutes and regulations of a corporation. Corporate law. That's what they're basically pushing on you. Government can't even see you until they make you into some dead corporation entity. And what they do with that corporation that they create at your birth is trade it on the market. They making money after you speak. They borrow money from the Federal Reserve to even do it. You know how much that birth certificate is worth? Some people say 10 million, some people say 50 million, but it's millions. Okay? How do you think they can send people to jail and they get paid? Everybody thinks it's all come from taxes. No, it's not. They're hitting that bond that they got on you. When you go into a bank, guess what? That bond comes into play too. They're loaning you your own freaking money, if you want to call it money. When you sign that agreement, that's creating money right there. Did you know that? And they don't loan you no money. They loan you credits. Credits of currency. It's not even money. The only thing that's money in this country is gold and silver. That says it right there in the Constitution, which they circumvented and went around. So don't think that I'm sitting here on YouTube just blowing smoke. I've studied these systems for over 30 years. I know how they made you slaves. They do it everywhere. It's not just in this country. Common law has got to make a comeback. We're going to push it. We're going to get out of this slavery system that they set up for the whole world. This whole planet is basically a prison planet set up by these crooks and criminals called international bankers with help from probably otherworldly beings, because I don't think that they're that smart. But anyway, $277 trillion we owe these bankers, they say. Nasara and Gassara would wipe this out because they did it unlawfully. And I'm going to make a video about that. So one just asked me to make another Nasara video, and I will. But I just want y'all to know the basics in this video. So I hope you learned something in this video. Please pass it on. We need this. We need this to get out. I was reaching a lot of people on my Original Icons channel, and I only wanted to reach just one. I'm starting here again. I only want to reach one. It's up to you to pass this so everybody gets to know what the truth is about what we're living under. A lot of people just go on their work and day to day, and they don't even know what the hell is going on. And it shocks them when something like this happens. Like they can see it right in front of their eyes that people are trying to steal their country, and they're just, oh, well, we'll get them next time. Are you kidding me? It won't be no next time. Peace, love, truth, and prosperity to everybody out there.